Learning how to learn, the human edge in the age of AI, according to Google's AI leader. In a sunlit auditorium buzzing with anticipation, Google's vice president of AI, Jeff Dean, stepped up to the podium. The air crackled with digital curiosity. Industry professionals, young apprentices, and future-focused leaders all waited, jotting down notes in hope of catching the next big revelation. Yet, Jeff Dean's most memorable insight wasn't about the intricacies of neural networks or multimodal transformers. Instead, it was disarmingly simple. The single most crucial skill for humans in an AI-driven future is learning how to learn. In an age when algorithms write poems, analyze genomes, and power driverless cars, Dean's assertion stands out. Traditional skills risk obsolescence, while the ability to continuously adapt, to master the art of learning itself, may prove most vital. How did we reach this point? And what does it mean for tomorrow's workforce? The narrative unfolds not just through expert proclamations, but through stories of transformation, adaptation, and the evolving contract between humans and the technology we create. Background and context. The path to an adaptive workforce. The world of work has always been in flux, shaped by technological advances and shifting economic tides. The Industrial Revolution, for example, replaced manual labor with mechanized processes, urging people to acquire new technical skills. The information age brought its own demands: computer literacy, critical thinking, and collaboration. Now, a new accelerant has entered the workplace: artificial intelligence. With its ability to parse vast data sets, learn patterns, and automate decision-making, AI stands poised to upend even white-collar professions. According to a 2023 study by Goldman Sachs, as many as 300 million full-time jobs worldwide could be automated in some way by AI in the coming years. Goldman Sachs, The Potentially Large Effects of Artificial Intelligence on Economic Growth, 2023. Job descriptions are morphing, career paths are converging and diverging at breakneck speed. Key stakeholders: employers, navigating skills shortages and the need for ongoing upskilling. Employees, facing uncertain futures and an imperative to stay relevant. Educators, rewriting curricula to keep pace with technological evolution. Policymakers, grappling with the social and economic consequences of rapid automation. It's within this landscape that Google and other technology giants continue to refine AI systems, ever aware of the profound human ramifications. Current challenges and opportunities. Even as AI promises productivity gains and new forms of service, it also poses profound challenges. For one, traditional education systems are often slow to adapt, risking irrelevance. Workers may find their once valued expertise suddenly obsolete. Employers struggle to find candidates who not only possess today's requisite skills, but also demonstrate the agility to acquire tomorrow's. Yet opportunities abound. Those able to quickly learn new skills, interpret new information, and reinvent themselves can thrive. This explains why, when pressed for key human skills in the AI era, leaders like Jeff Dean routinely highlight learning how to learn as the trait most likely to endure. Main arguments: supporting evidence from research and practice. Jeff Dean's advice reverberates across studies and expert opinion. The World Economic Forum's 2023 Future of Jobs report lists analytical thinking and active learning as indispensable skills for the coming decade. World Economic Forum, Future of Jobs Report 2023. The report further notes that 44% of workers' core skills are expected to change within 5 years, and that adaptability outpaces any static technical prowess. Linda Darling-Hammond, president of the Learning Policy Institute, has observed that meta-learning, the practice of learning how to learn, enables individuals to face ambiguity with confidence. As knowledge decays faster, the shelf life of our skills shortens, Darling-Hammond explains. What lasts is the ability to keep learning, something machines haven't mastered yet. Google itself serves as a living case study. The tech giant long ago shifted its hiring philosophy. Rather than focus exclusively on credentials, interviewers look for learning agility, the curiosity and resilience to tackle problems with minimal guidance. The research is clear, wrote Laszlo Bock, the company's former SVP of People Operations, in his book Work Rules, 2015. While expertise is valuable, the ability to acquire expertise quickly is even more valuable in a fast-changing environment. Real-world examples. Consider the story of Maria, a mid-level marketing manager at a consumer electronics firm. When AI-based tools began handling the company's routine data analysis, her old job description became less relevant. Undeterred, she signed up for online courses in data visualization and persuasive storytelling, pivoting her expertise. Today, she leads a team using AI insights to create bespoke campaigns. Her role didn't vanish, it evolved. Maria credits her success to knowing how to teach myself new concepts quickly and not being afraid of starting over. Another example, the Swiss manufacturer ABB retrained assembly line workers in digital diagnostics and system troubleshooting, fostering an environment where employees were encouraged to experiment, make mistakes, and share what worked. The program's success reflected what Dean and others advocate. The processes of learning and unlearning are equally important. Data. The Skills Premium LinkedIn's 2024 Emerging Jobs Report shows that adaptive skills outperform traditional qualifications. Employers rank willingness to learn and problem solving above years of static experience in cutting-edge fields like AI ethics, cloud security, and green technology. 3. Counter-arguments and analysis. Skepticism about learning how to learn. Not everyone is convinced that meta-learning is the magic bullet. Skeptics suggest that without foundational knowledge, the capacity to learn rapidly is insufficient. For some roles, neurosurgeons, for instance, deep technical expertise remains non-negotiable, and there are limits to how quickly even the brightest can reskill. Others caution that the learning how to learn mantra risks turning economic instability into a personal flaw, overlooking the responsibility of employers and governments to provide structural support. A 2022 report from the MIT Work of the Future initiative warns against fetishizing adaptability in the absence of investment and advocates for robust retraining programs, not just individual grit. Accessibility and equity concerns. Meta-learning may come easier to those with access to education resources and time. The digital divide is real. Not all workers have equal ability or opportunity to regularly upskill. In regions lacking broadband or quality training institutions, the notion of rapid learning may feel aspirational rather than actionable. Addressing complex realities. Ultimately, as some critics highlight, placing the onus solely on individuals doesn't account for systemic barriers. A healthy ecosystem for lifelong learning requires collaboration between companies, educational institutions, and policymakers. Google's own Career Certificates program, for instance, is an attempt to bridge some of these gaps, though its effectiveness varies by industry and region. IV. Implications and future outlook. Impact on workers and organizations. In the short term, the skills most in demand, a mix of technical know-how and adaptability, will continue to reshape hiring and promotion. Career paths will resemble lattices, not ladders, demanding pivots across functions and sectors. Longer term, continuous learning ecosystems may become the hallmark of resilience. Organizations might invest more in training, mentorship programs, and spaces for employees to fail forward. In Google's own ranks, job postings increasingly include willingness to grow alongside technical skills. Evolving education models. Education systems, once focused on knowledge accumulation, are already shifting toward process-based models. Finland's schools emphasize collaborative problem-solving and project-based inquiry. Colleges experiment with stackable credentials, micro-degrees, and just-in-time skill modules. Recommendations and considerations. If learning agility is the currency of the future, how might stakeholders respond? Employers, structured rotations, mentorships, and continuous reskilling budgets. Workers, reflect on personal learning styles, practice self-directed study, and embrace feedback. Educators, embed metacognitive strategies such as spaced repetition, critical reflection, and peer teaching into every discipline. Policymakers, ensure equitable access to digital infrastructure, support retraining initiatives, and foster public-private partnerships. Benedict Evans, a veteran technology analyst, summarizes it thus: in a world where machines can search and process data better than us, the uniquely human task becomes figuring out what matters and when, and being ready to learn anew, again and again. Conclusion. The landscape of work is in the midst of profound transition, shaped not merely by what we know, but by how we learn to know. Google's AI leader, Jeff Dean, and a chorus of voices across industry and education emphasize that adaptability, the ability to learn how to learn, is no longer just a soft skill. It's the bedrock of career resilience. This is not to deny the value of expertise or the complexity of systemic change. Rather, it's a recognition that in a world of infinite information and swift technological turnover, the meta skill of learning endures where other proficiencies fade. The stories of workers like Maria, the shifting hiring philosophies of tech giants, and the evolving learning paradigms in schools illustrate a broader truth. The future doesn't belong to those who know the most, but to those who can most effectively teach themselves anew. As the curtain lifts on the next act of human-machine partnership, Dean's advice echoes. Those with the agility to keep learning, not just once, but lifelong, will shape not only their careers, but also the contours of society itself. References: Goldman Sachs, The Potentially Large Effects of Artificial Intelligence on Economic Growth 2023. World Economic Forum, Future of Jobs Report 2023. Laszlo Bock, Work Rules, Hachette Book Group 2015. MIT Work of the Future Task Force, Final Report 2022. LinkedIn, Emerging Jobs Report 2024.